Mic check, mic check. All right, there we go, man. I found out what I was doing wrong all these times. How to get my mic to be where it's supposed to be. I know how to do it now. I see it moving. All right, y'all. What's up, gang? You got your boy D Nichols from felon my non-for-profit, man. Just I started it. I'm a black man. I want to give back to my community. I want to help those that need help. And that's what I'm here for. So that's what my non-for-profit is, man. It's for felons, because I'm a felon. It's for supporting felons, teaching felons, holding their hand and assisting them along their way, getting them back on a track, on a good path, and back where they want to be, coaching them along into life. Because a lot of felons are young men, young black men, young boys who made poor decisions but got a lot of life ahead of them, got a lot of more living to do, a lot of more meeting people to do, a lot of more building up their name, their reputation, and making something out of their life and going forward in the world. So that's what my non-for-profit is, man. I got a lot of things coming. I got giveaways coming. I got mentorships coming. I got volunteer programs coming. I got ebooks coming, websites coming. I got little fundraisers and little networking events coming. I'm stationed up here in Chicago. Excuse me. I'm stationed up in Chicago. Chicago, Illinois. I'm on the south side of Chicago. For anybody who's in Chicago in the area, wants to link, wants to network, you can hit me up on LinkedIn. Right now, I got a really active Facebook page that I use for this Felon to Felon organization. My Facebook website is where you can find us, and that's where we can link and we can do business there. So the name of this video is going to be a rant. It's going to be me talking about how I got a felony and information and anything that I think that you guys could use. Then you'll use and you'll pick up on it. So I'll just get right into it. I already told you a little bit about myself, where I'm stationed. I'm 39 years old. I'm an African American male, if you didn't notice. Um, I've had a felony on my background and on my record since the age of 16 years old. Since I was 16, they charged me with an armed robbery. Um, as an adult, they call that an AT, automatic transfer. I was arrested. I was locked up in the Audi home of Chicago. It was my first offense. I had no other offenses. I was 16 years old. I did something dumb. I took a firearm from one of my sister's boyfriends, they were living out, who I went to stay with over the weekend. They were staying on the north side, which is a really prominent white area community of Chicago. I went outside to have a little fun around 12 midnight. You know, uh, at the time I was 16. It was the summertime of my freshman year of high school. I was impressionable. I had been living with my mom on the block on the south side of Chicago where I lived. And the block was a bad neighborhood. The block 66 in Blackstone, aka Murder Town, aka the GDs, was a bad area. It was just me, my mom, and myself in the house. My father was not there. They were divorced. I was 16. I had just started to jump off the porch, as they say, just started smoking marijuana, going outside. I was an isolated good kid. My mom had just moved back from a house that we lost. She had foreclosed on. That was in a nice neighborhood over on Kedzie, 85th and Kedzie. And when we lost that house, we moved back to an apartment, which was on 66 and Blackstone, which was the block, Murder Town, yada yada, the gang affiliated name at that time, where I was 16, young black boy, wanted to hang around people, wanted to get outside and hang, which was led me to being outside, which was nothing but negative. Young men my age, we didn't have any positive role models. So we were out there smoking weed, listening to rap music, looking at the big homies at that time who were GDs, drug dealers, older guys. We 16, they had to be about 20, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25, yada, yada. But they were the ones who we looked up to. And these guys they knew nothing. They were selling drugs and they didn't know anything themselves. But me being 16, I didn't know how to value or view them. So that was the what was around my environment and what I soaked up, watching Belly, listening to DMX, listening to 3 6 Mafia, smoking weed. It was new to me, and just hanging with young thugs who had a little bit more street knowledge than I. Like I said, I had been isolated. Mom had a home in a nice neighborhood. I went to a grammar school away from that neighborhood. All these guys went to grammar school and clicked and came up together. So I was the newbie. I was the one. I got turned out, as you would say, that summer. But they embraced me because we all lived on the same block and we was the same age, so we hung out. So okay, that's the backstory on that. Spent the weekend at my sister's house. Had a little bit of roughing up in my mind. I had been hanging with the wrong crew, so I'm thinking I'm just bout it. I can do whatever. Knew where my brother-in-law kept his firearm. Like I said, quote unquote, I wasn't going to hurt anyone. You know, when you young and that age and you in your mind frame, going out and robbing somebody, that seems fun. Just dumb behavior, but it doesn't seem as it seems now, violent, intimidating, and tragic, to rob someone at gunpoint, to scare them and intimidate them and take their stuff. At that point in time in my life, that was seeming fun. So I went and did that. And to tell you how psychologically messed up I was in the midst of doing the armed robbery and getting the police called on me. I was a young boy. I could run fast. I outran the police, never threw the pistol because it was my brother-in-law's and I didn't want to lose his gun. I'm like, I don't want to lose his gun. I'm gonna get in trouble with him, not even thinking about the trouble that I was in the situation and circumstances that I was. Long story short, got caught with the gun, charged as an adult, put into the Adi home, did 6 months fighting this case. My mom and them, I don't know, I'm 16, but I think now they should have got me a better lawyer, but she wasn't really, educationally savvy. And but long story short, I got charged as an adult. I got offered 4 years. 4 years was my sentence, which I did about roughly 22 months, just under 2 years. I did 6 months in the Audi home, then the rest of the time in St. Charles, DOC. I never transitioned to a adult prison. I got my GED in St. Charles, which is a prison for kids. And that's the backstory on. And then I got out, and that's the backstory on how I got my felony. Um, so I got out. Of course, I was before I was 18 because right before I turned 18, thank God, I never went to the big pen, and that was that. So, I got out, and of course, I was still young, still impressionable, and I'll just say this, and now this is entry number one. I'm going to do this in different entries, so I don't make this too long because, like I say, that was from 16, and I'm 39 now, so I'm sure you guys want to hear the whole story, and I got a lot more story to give you guys, but I'll just say this about that area and time period and what I think about the law and what it taught me and the nuances of that experience being a young man, 16, locked up like I was. Of course, the actions that I took were wrong doing an armed robbery, but I don't feel as though it was right. It's not right. Being a grown man now, I know that it's not right for minors to be charged as an adult. Why? Because they're not adults. They're minors, and although their actions are their actions, their age is their age. So you can't overlook one for the other. So the actions are bad, but you can't not take into consideration their age. So they did what they did, but they're minor. So you penalize them accordingly. Don't give them a trumped up charge because that affects them once that season of being a teen is over with. So you might have had braces. Braces you shouldn't be known as the kid with braces for the rest of your life. That was just a season. Grammar school, you wore glasses. Grammar school, you had braces. It shouldn't be something that's attached to you for the rest of your life. You see what I'm saying? So the felony is something that sticks with you for your entire life. Even though it was that season of your life that you did the crime and the time and moved on, the felony still sticks. So to give a juvenile something that's a lifetime long offense is unfair. It disbarred me from being a doctor, a lawyer, even going to the military. It disbarred me from having dreams and being able to do and accomplish what my peers was doing, which really takes a toll on you. And I'm a strong individual. Thank God I was able to bounce back. So let's just talk about what jail does to a young boy. I went to jail. Like I say, I was on the cusp. Of course, what I did was very aggressive, offensive, and wrong and violent. But I was on the cusp of being a good kid and a bad kid. I just was like one conversation or one introduction to a positive male role model away from being a good kid. If I had got introduced to a positive male role model, that would have deterred me. I was just one introduction away. I wasn't a bad kid. I was on the cusp of went to being on the good side, living in the house, a nice middle class neighborhood, then just recently living in a rough crime infested neighborhood. So I was on the cusp. It could have went either way for me, but they put me in jail, which was full of bad boys who had always lived in bad neighborhoods, and so that was the experience of jail. Jail just teach you how to be a better crook. It teach you how to cuss better, how to be slicker, how to, everything that's in the street you pick up on. Of course, I got my GED, but jail isn't a place where you go to get really educated and help you with school. Um, so I got out of jail, and I was growner. I felt I was more mature, but I was just really lost in the world. I could cuss good. I could be slick. I can walk and look tough. I had all of the mannerisms of a thug, of a criminal, of a convict, and that is wrong. That is not what you want, but that is what you get when you go to jail. There's no way around it. You're not around positive men. I mean, the guards in there were good, but you're around 99% of the time people of lesser or equal IQ intelligence of yourself. No one to encourage, to motivate, and to further project you out into what it is the world wants you to be. You're just uh, you just put in jail with the lowest of the low, and you get even you come up. If I could say, this is a pun. You come up in low life dealings. So your come up is to be even better at low life living. So you come up on how to be low life living. You come up on how to talk slang, how to be, scandalous, how to be shisty, how to be grimy. That's your come up, and that's not a come up. So I say that to say that was my experience. And that's my experience and my rant right there, you guys. So comment below and let me know what you think. Let me know what how you feel about this. And this is my first journal entry. I just jumped on here, you guys, to talk to you guys because I love you guys and let you know my experience with the system. And I hope that this can help give somebody some type of way of thinking and some type of way of understanding where they are at in the world, where you're at just exiting jail, boot camp, prison, and where you at. You can hear me talk now being 39, and I can view the process and how the world is as I came through the world to get to be a 39-year-old Black African American male who had a felony at such a young age. And being a man now, I know that as a man, you shouldn't do young boys in that manner. You correct people accordingly, but not severely when you know, as a man, I know now that this affects them in a much deeper way than the crime that they done at that point in time. So that's my rant on that. And y'all let me know how y'all feel about. And since then, they have changed the law here in Illinois. I'm not sure if it's around the world, but they no longer do that. How they charge young men with felonies at 16. I think they outlawed that. It's only like two for armed robbery. You won't get that, but I think it's like how they had it, they could have charged me with juvenile life. Now, juvenile life is you stay locked up until you're 21 or something, but you don't get a felony, or you till you're 18, but you don't get a felony. So there's other ways to go about doing it, but a felony conviction for anyone under 18 that'll last and stay on them for the rest of their life before they even start life, before they even turn 18 is wrong, is the wrong way to do it, the wrong way to go, should not be. And that's what this rant was about. All right, you guys, I'm about to end this scream. The scream has been going on for 16 minutes. I want to God bless y'all. I want to invite y'all to go and look at my page on Facebook, Felon the Felon. Inc. That's my non-for-profit. I want to encourage you guys, if you have any um, any skills, any understanding or knowledge, to start your non-for-profit for something that you're passionate about and give back to individuals like yourself. You can help those individuals because you have experienced something and gone through something. And it's only right that you share that experience with other people. If we open up and talk about our feelings and talk about our experiences, we can help someone. So I'll end the video there with a God bless, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.